Britain's economy is in trouble. Under his small budget, the government has lost control of the British economy. The pound fell as Britain's new Chancellor quasi-courteng announced unfunded tax cuts worth £45 billion. The British pound has dropped to its all-time low in relation to the US dollar. A currency crisis shook up the City of London, stunning the markets and prompting the Bank of England to act. The International Monetary Fund has criticised the government's proposal, while the Bank of England has stated that it will purchase as many long-dated government bonds as necessary. Given that the markets were rejected, how terrible is this and will it get worse? Prime Minister of Carsonomics. The government announced tax cuts, regulatory reforms, and changes to banker bonuses. It also scrapped a planned increase in corporation tax. The last week has been a landmark week for the British economy. To say that this was received poorly would be an understatement of the century, in my opinion. There are a lot of concerns about how seriously the administration is handling the public finances and how much control it actually has as a result of the crisis for a government that is only a few weeks old. However, the government doesn't operate in a vacuum. It appears that the Bank of England will react to this fiscal statement by increasing interest rates even more aggressively than it had anticipated. This will result in more expensive mortgages for households, the possibility of falling house prices, and generally weaker demand and a possible recession. To fix all of this while restoring credibility would require an astonishing U-turn. It is more likely that the government will request that departments identify ways to save money through increased efficiency. It has been suggested that they may be thinking in terms of real terms. Given that they recently announced tax cuts for the wealthiest, cutting benefits will be politically extremely difficult. It will also be difficult politically to regain credibility and to convince foreign investors that things are under control at this time. All of this is taking place in a larger economic context, where borrowing costs for governments are rising all over the place. Britain is by no means the only one, but the increase in its borrowing costs has been remarkably large. It would be incorrect to say that this is just a general trend. But it is also true that even if those issues are resolved, borrowing costs for the government would still be rising. Because the economic climate is just getting worse and worse for governments making mistakes, and the Brits are no exception. I appreciate you watching, and please remember to subscribe for more knowledge like this.